Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your September reading. I hope you are amazing. We are going to get right into it. Let's see what the cards have for you. We have artist first, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Wishful expectations, knowledge, acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. Deserving, lotus flowers, unfoldment, sixth chakra, and ancient healing wisdom, victim mentality, and forest breath. Now, this is what's interesting about your September reading, Taurus, is that this is a part of your life lesson. Okay. Um, September connects to your life lesson. You like structure. You like for things to make sense. You like rules. You like a set path, right? But I feel like your life lesson is change and evolution. That's the word. I had it in my head and then it kept disappearing and it came back to me. Evolution. Okay. Expansion, growth. And it involves you getting comfortable with that change. Okay. So you have, you want to create a life, a curated, you want a curated life. Okay. Um, the way that you want it. It's like being in full control, wanting to manipulate the situation, wanting to manifest, wanting to it kind of puts me in the vibe of like, if you could do spells to get everything you wanted, that would be great, right? Like you would be in full control and everything would be honky dory. Okay. So, okay. It's like you can have this idea, right? And you can be like, oh, this will be great. Life is only perfect if things go my way, if things are the way that I want them. But that is being wishful, okay? Because life doesn't go the way it's planned. Not always. Sometimes it does, maybe for some people. I don't know. Who knows? You know? But for most of us, the general public, it doesn't go as planned. And we have to learn to adjust. We have to learn to grow and we have to learn to move with the flow, with the currents. So I feel like there has been some successes in your life. Like you're pretty successful right now, right? But it doesn't mean this is where you stop. It doesn't mean that things don't change, things don't evolve, things don't grow, right? It just means that you've won one competition, you've won one lesson, and then you have to move on to the other. You can't kind of get stuck there. It's a refresher. It's a refresher that you have to keep moving, you have to keep evolving, you have to keep changing, right? Some things go away and new things pop up, you know? Yeah, this is a part of your life lesson. You've learned this lesson many times. I feel like sometimes we can categorize one big lesson as several little lessons. Like, oh, this happened at work, this specific thing. This happened here, this specific thing. But really, all together, it's like life changes, life evolves, and we have to adjust and we have to learn. And we take those lessons and move forward. And that's the big lesson. It's not about the tiny little things that happen to show us that big lesson. It's almost like the universe nudging you, like, oh, this didn't work for Taurus. Well, let's try this. They didn't get it there. Well, let's try this, right? So don't look at change and evolution as a negative. Look at it as a positive, a chance at a refresher. Okay, a chance to start again, a chance to heal, a chance to make changes with on our path. Okay, so let's get into your cards this month. See what we got for you. Okay, so King of Cups, Ten of Cups, Three of Swords, Judgment, Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Four of Wands, Page of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Pay attention to what you're currently creating. And not just like what you're accumulating, but the situation you're creating, right? Overall energy, I feel this energy of like, I know what I'm doing. I know the answers. So it's like impulsively doing what you think will work or what has worked before. And not taking the time to evaluate the situation as a whole. Okay. It's like a gut or immediate reaction of I know. But there needs to be introspection or paying attention, taking a step back, taking it in first before immediately reacting to it. So right in the center, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is about the future. This is about what you're creating, what you're trying to hold on to, what is the legacy that you're leaving. And not just about money. I feel like money is fine. Finances are fine as far as knowing what to do. But this is about your legacy, right? So there was this focus on money being everything. And money being what makes you happy. Money being money and material goods are what is everything I need. Life will be fine. But seeing that the past has taught you that money and material goods are not everything. But I do feel like it's a weird energy because it's a part of you to want those things. And it gets boggled up with like what happiness is or what it means. And you get a little confused. Like it's sort of like falling back into something, knowing that emotions and feelings and all that plays a part, but then falling back on, well, I have this money. I have this car, you know. Life is taking you on a different route in September. You're seeing it. And it feels like you are hesitant or trying to find like a way around it. But this is the new way. It's like this is the new direction. Interesting. Okay, let's get into it some more. You've definitely been working on emotions. You've been working on being in control of emotions, understanding emotions, listening to emotions of those around you, and not just like what you want or the direction that you're going in. You've been working really well in that area. Um, because you know that you had to stop and invest time in family, friendships, things like that, your emotions, understanding them. You may have even been to a therapist if that's the route you want to go. But I definitely see that you have definitely been understanding your emotions for sure. And it has something to do with family or friends. Or you weren't feeling content and you were like, okay, I need to figure out why that is. I need to figure out why. And it has something to do with expressing or being able to understand your emotions. Okay. You are fully understanding towards that it's a big part of your life. It's a big part of things. Even if you don't want it to be, it's a part of things. Yeah, in September you're gonna see that there is no cease. Interesting. Things are not like over. Challenges are not like over. They evolve, they change, they come back up to remind you of things. And I don't want to say challenges as much as I want to say adversities. And you need to remember that the goal is happiness. Not just yours, but also those you care about around you. It's really as simple as if you want someone in your life, make sure that you're happy together and that they're happy, you know? It's really that simple. It's just like maintaining happiness and healthy relationships and connections don't stop unless you want to get rid of them. Okay? I see you. Interesting. At one point, you wanted to spend more time at home. Maybe you want to take some off days and have a staycation, but I just feel like you wanted to spend more time at home. Like maybe you had something to do there. You know, like you felt like, oh, I need to be home. Um, and now you're getting antsy and want to get out of home. So by nature, you're like looking for new projects outside of home. Yeah, it's like you're getting antsy. You're getting antsy, feeling like maybe you're not living up to your full potential or doing all the things that you can do. So you're looking to fulfill that sort of space because you feel stagnant in a way. So when you start new projects, tours, or go a new route, or be like gung ho feeling something, passionate about something, you have a tendency to get rigid and shut down anything outside of what that goal is. It's like you kind of get directly focused. Okay. Um, Everything that you've been working on, everything that you wanted to do, everything that you've learned doesn't stop and go away because you want to add something else into your life. So it's like you need to watch yourself from falling back into old habits. Okay. Yeah, there's this feeling in September of like, I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish. And I feel like you're feeling like a loss of motivation or maybe unmotivated. And you're looking for new projects or new space or new things to sort of feel that, I don't want to call it emptiness. I want to call it a void. Like it's like an empty space you want to feel. Okay? Um yeah, but don't get so enthralled in what you're trying to create that you forget all that you have built. Okay? You have to maintain it. you know, it doesn't maintain itself, especially when it comes to emotions and relationships. So, it's about appreciating what it is that you do have, and then it's like you're learning how to add appreciatively to what you already have. Don't just go, "Oh, that's old news. This is the new thing," you know. Um yeah, you don't want to be there. And if you pay attention to the people around you and the situation, you'll see that when you get deeper into something or blindsided, they will snap you right back. But you have to pay attention to the signs. Okay. Yeah. The idea here is to be happy and for everyone else around you to also be happy in this relationship, in this situation, in this family, in this connection with you. And be also content with yourself in the same space. I see everything you touch like turn into gold. Um, I really do. I see your family and friends being happy with you. And I feel like the connection between the two is you being content. It's not when you're craving more attention, more this, or even when you're sad. It's when you're content, like right in the middle. That's your best self. Sometimes you have to stop. Um, life is not always about moving forward. It's like sometimes you have to take a moment to appreciate, take a moment to stop and pause. Um, I get this feeling of like being on a journey for knowledge, for more knowledge that you don't retain the wisdom. Okay. And that has to do with emotions and feelings for you. So you can start a new project, but you have to understand that it's important to keep track of the emotions and feelings spectrum that you've been learning. Because I feel like there's learning there, right? It's got a continued education connected to it. You're going to have to take a moment in September sometimes to stop and pause and take a break because to check in, like do a check in to see where you are before you fall, before you invest too much time in the negative space or in the wrong direction. Especially when you're feeling emotionally confused about where things are going or just confused or you don't understand. Let's say you're like, okay, my partner is happy with me. And then you like go into the basement and you working on a train set for 2 weeks. I don't know. And then you come back out and you're like, okay, my partner is not happy with me. Do you ignore it and go back in the basement? Or do you pause and figure out what it is and how not to make that mistake again? That is where um that's where you're gonna learn here and like in between there. Yeah. Um, the lesson here is about impulse control and continuing the evolution. You don't want to lose what you've gained by not controlling your impulses to only do what you want to do. So, the important message is here, Taurus. What is it that you want to hold on to? What is most important to you? You know, what are the most important aspects of your life? Like, do you care about prestige or do you care about healthy relationships? You know, it's like, yeah, you can be successful, you can be a CEO or whatever, but you're going to be like lonely. Not saying that that's what's there for you, but like it has an extreme to it for you. So the importance for you is to keep balance. And I also feel like it's a life lesson. It's like it's the most hard thing. Head and heart is your lesson for sure. Okay. Let me tell this about your let's say this about your money and career. It looks fantastic. Okay. Um you really know how to be successful at something when you really try. You really, really, really do. That's not what the problem is. Like, you're always going to be okay. Okay. The problem is that I feel like you get so blindsided in what it is that you're trying to accomplish that you don't pay attention to other people's feelings or feelings around you. Okay. And that's something that you need to start paying attention to. Your work ethic, your ability to create money out of the sky, you know, is not the problem. Okay. Yeah, your relationships are going to need some special attention in September. I feel like you're going to make a bad choice or a bad decision as far as when it comes to relationships or connecting with others, but it's not anything that you can't heal. You just have to pay attention to the fact that it needs to be healed or it needs to be brought to your attention, right? You don't want to continue that route. So it's like you just need to get out of your head enough or listen to your intuition when something is telling you, oh, my partner is upset. Oh, my friend may need my attention. Or, oh, I think my mom wants me to come and visit her. You know, something like that. It has to do with interpersonal relationships. Yeah, I definitely see you starting a new project, and it's going to take you some time. Okay. So don't take your time with it. Figure out a good plan or a good outline to it. Because I feel like it's not fully developed, the idea. And you don't want to dive all the way in there and just start blocking everything out when you don't really need to right now. Okay. So take your time with the development of this idea that you have or that you want to communicate with the world. Don't let it take over your time and like too much of your time and energy. I would suggest in this situation, like carry around a notebook with you in your bag, in your purse, whatever you have, and then just come up with like write the ideas down as you get them, and then you can put together a solid plan. Okay. Yeah, there's a small rebirth happening for you, Taurus, in September, and it's just a reminder. I feel like you get kind of stuck in a situation in your head, like an idea, and you have to remind yourself to kind of snap back to where you were before. You know, um, it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like oh, I got this idea. I'm blindsided. Like you're so focused on the idea and you're like, oh, yeah, wait, I got this other thing that I'm doing, life. It just feels like you have to snap back from something that you enjoy doing. Yeah, to work on some emotional stuff. Yeah. Partners, family, friends, something bigger than you. Okay? Because you're happy, but it's like you got to pay attention to something a little bit bigger than you are at the moment. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has for you, Taurus. Oh, renewal and balance. Yeah, I told you. Oh, and grief is under there. Yeah, remember what it is that you don't want to lose, Taurus. Like I said, it's like pay attention to what is most important to you, you know, in your life. Those are things that you have to stay on top of. Okay? Those are things you have to nurture to keep them growing. It's just like watering a plant. Okay? So you have to learn how to keep a healthy balance. There is times where we trail off, and that's okay. But you just have to remember to come back, to bounce yourself back, to go back to what matters. Okay. Um, yeah, I do feel like something new is coming into your life. You're creating something. You have this idea, and I feel like it has roots. Something has roots. Like I said, a new business project, a new plan, a new path. Something has roots. Like you have an idea for something in September and you're going to make it happen. There's no doubt about that. The issue is to remember to not get caught on the wheel, like the cog. Like don't get caught on it and you can't get back to where you were. Um yeah, keep yourself present. It's like you're learning how to integrate a new project with the present life that you've been building that you love. Okay? You don't want to forget about that. You don't want to forget about maintaining that because it's important to you. Okay? So I love you, Taurus. See you next month. Bye bye.